what I've been learning about the Gothic movement and about the punk movement, it is so countercultural. It is going against the grain. It's going against what's popular. It's going against what people in society tells you need to be or what to do. Leaders of those tribes, they were gatekeepers. They were protectors.
Right.
And I feel like in the punk space, in the Gothic space, in the Black Panther space, we need gatekeepers to keep those spaces safe. I feel like the majority of humanity, because of the powers that be, they fall into those spaces, not realizing it. And it's enslavement. Help people to break out of those spaces, to be them. Yeah, be who you are. Be who the Creator created you to be. And vast in it. Because when you do that, we're going to see how much more in common we have and how much more powerful we are as a unit. But we have that ability to manifest things. And when we all come together in unison and we all are trying to speak those things together, it's able to work faster. But when you have people in your circle and your nucleus that aren't at that same wavelength, it slows it down. It actually does the reverse.
Yeah.
AFROGOTH means community and connection. It's something that we have on our page because we feel like that's the root, that's the important thing.
What they lack is that understanding that being just about yourself will not get you what you want. You fucking dumbass.
So yeah.
I can't trust no switching roadie. I be on my grown thing. Keep on moving, time be skipping, phone and going home. Same process, trust the progress. I be knowing where it's home. Man, free me, feel me, see me, I see.
So yeah, we got Rob in the crib. How you doing, man?
What up? We're doing well.
Feeling good?
Yes, sir.
Well,
yes, sir.
travels coming over here.
Yes, sir.
How was it over here? Like, I know it's a little bit different coming into New York. You're from Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, I'm from Las Vegas. It was I like the culture. I'm a homebody naturally, introverted, but what's strange is I like coming into a space to where it's so busy, so much movement, and just still being like myself, like real chill, real laid back, and just watching everybody like just zoom around me and just like, whoa.
You feel like you have a different perspective because you are naturally more lax. You've cultivated a more lax approach to how to view things. So you could absorb and understand more rather than like quickly going through something.
Yeah. I really like that. Like I don't know, this culture is so trippy. I like the directness though. Like because it's so fast paced, everybody's straight to the point.
Right.
And so you don't have to guess, you don't have to assume. This might sound funny, but I think that it's a good thing that they're not necessarily concerned about feelings, but they're more concerned about communicating. And I feel like when you communicate, you'll get to the feelings. And some people, they lead into, I'm worried about the feelings, and so they won't say what's truthful, and they won't communicate exactly what they mean. And so it's like, are you manipulating?
Right. And this segues, I feel like this segues perfectly into AFROGOTH.
Okay.
Because it's just from speaking to you guys these past few hours and getting to know you guys and really diving deep, I'm seeing how much power and truth punk and AFROGOTH brings. You know what I'm saying? And it's much more than what people might deem it to be.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, that's the way that we wanted to form it. Me, I'm not alternative. I'm not Gothic. Go figure. I'm more Afrocentric, and I'm more Black Pantherish, if that makes sense. But like a newer version of that. And what I've been learning about the Gothic movement and about the punk movement, it is so countercultural. It is going against the grain. It's going against what's popular. It's going against what people in society tells you need to be or what to do. And it's like, okay, how can we resist that? How can we go against that? And I feel, and this here is my opinion, I feel that the goth movement and the punk movement that exists today is not what goth and punk was when it started and originated. And
break that down a little bit more.
I learned from some elder goths when my cousin, my brother, and my sister and I were starting AFROGOTH. it started off as a small page, a small community, and there were some elder Goths that gravitated toward us. And I learned with those elder Goths, they are very big on educating. The newer people that want to claim and dub themselves elder Goths, they're very judgmental, and they like try to keep people out of spaces. They try to gatekeep. And what was trippy, I met with a elder punk, that one of the first few black punks, and we were talking about how it was when he was growing up, when he was in those spaces, and I was upfront with him. I was like, "Yo, I'm not punk at all," and he was such a kind soul. He's like, "Hey, don't worry about that, man. Don't worry about that. We're just talking." I was like, "Oh, wasn't expecting that," and he didn't expect me to be punk. He was like, "Let me teach you. Let me guide you." And so I noticed that with that elder Goth that I met and with that punk elder that I met, they were both about educating and gatekeeping in that way. Like, respect this space, know what this space is for. It's for people that want to learn, that want to know, that want to be countercultural, and that want to curate a space and keep this space alive. And
so gatekeep to the ones that carry respect and honor to what is being practiced.
What do you mean? Elaborate on that.
In essence, to like, it seems like they would want to gatekeep with the people that are like-minded and have that understanding to respect this.
Yeah, because their gatekeeping is different than like.
Or am I wrong? I could be wrong. I'm just assuming.
It's gatekeeping typically has a negative connotation, and I feel like it's how you gatekeep. Because gatekeeping, when you look at it in a spiritual sense, gatekeepers were protectors, and I think that even when you look at indigenous people, we were talking about that earlier. Some of those leaders of those tribes, they were gatekeepers, they were protectors.
Right.
And I feel like in the punk space, in the Gothic space, in the Black Panther space, we need gatekeepers to keep those spaces safe.
Yeah.
But not in a sense of keeping people out, but it's about educating on what the roots are and what the important things are. And what I learned from those two individuals is that the more important thing isn't keeping people out, but educating the people that want to come in.
And so, do you feel like with this education that has been bestowed upon you, not only through the links and the passages that you've gathered through your own life, but also the artists that you're in communication with, this movement that you're a part of, do you feel like not only it's in line with your being, but it's also what you can see as the future?
Definitely. Something I'm a watchful person. I'm naturally an introvert. When people talk with me, it catches them off guard when I say that. But I get energy from being by myself and reflecting. And the people that educated me on alternative spaces were my little brother Spaceboy Kenny, my sister Lotus, and my cousin ETU.
Big shout out.
Yeah, big shout out. ETU in the house. And one thing that they're very patient with me. They know that I'm not alternative, and they teach me about this space. And how.
By the way, you seem like a very patient person yourself as well. You're very calm, cool, collective.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bringing that all together with them being patient with me and just respecting me, wanting to learn and grow, they showed me how to be watchful. And so what I mean by that is, as we started to build AFROGOTH, the community, I learned that naturally AFROGOTHs have, and it's from our ancestors, a natural rebellious spirit, and in a good way. And I think that where a lot of leadership goes wrong is, there's not a lot of leadership because people are afraid. But because of the lack of leadership, the youth gets misguided, and the youth, they'll channel that energy in the wrong direction.
Absolutely.
But I feel like there's people like those elder goths and like those punk elders that I met that are willing to teach. And I'm realizing that, like what the Black Panthers did in their teaching methods, in their community bases, I want to add that, cultivate that into these spaces, because the Gothic and the punk natural wanting to rebel against the system is what's needed, and they have an energy that's natural, and they don't do it on purpose. That's just who they are, to want to fight the system in a musical way, in a creative way, in an artistic way, and art and music, it translates in a spiritual way, in numerology.
Right.
And when you're able to guide the youth, not tell them what to do, not force them into like what religion does, but allowing them to grow and figure out who they are, but just guide them and show them, then naturally they're going to do what they need to do.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to curate, is a space to be able to express
and also bring self-understanding.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people deem it upon themselves to make people however they fit into society, right?
Yeah.
Or you should be this, or you should be that, right? So it's constant rebellion, I feel like, of that as well, right?
And this might be, it's kind of ironic and probably what's that word? An oxymoron, because I have on like people will associate this with Christianity. Honestly, I used to be Christian. I follow Christ. I try to live and exude who he is, and try to emulate what he tried to emulate to the world. And when I was in that space of Christianity, which is religion, it tries to box people.
Yeah.
It tries to box who he was.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
It tries to box what the Holy Spirit is.
Right.
It tries to box who Elohim or Yehovah is.
Right.
And you can't. Christ wasn't meant to be boxed.
Right.
The Holy Spirit wasn't meant to be boxed. Elohim can't be boxed. And what religion does is it tries to control. It tries to box. Okay, if we can explain or tell people who Elohim is and tell people who Christ is and how they're supposed to follow him, then we can control them. And I eventually broke out of that when I started to vibrate at a higher frequency and understand things about the scriptures and what it's truly about. You know what I mean? And so I feel like the majority of humanity, because of the powers that be, they fall into those spaces, not realizing it. And it's enslavement. It's a different power of enslavement. And what I truly want to do with AFROGOTH is to help people to break out of those spaces, to be them. Yeah, be who you are. Be who the Creator created you to be. And vast in it. Because when you do that, we're going to see how much more in common we have and how much more powerful we are as a unit.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Nah, that's amazing. I gotta give that to you, brother. That's a well thought of understanding of life itself. I think that, right, we were talking about insecurities, people before. We have had, guys, if only you knew. If only you knew. That was a podcast within a podcast. All these conversations that we were having.
Podcast and a podcast and a podcast.
It was ridiculous, yo. The conversation we were having before this was insane. But what I'm saying is, like, people tend to constantly want to judge, which is part of the boxing. The judgment comes from within themselves.
Yeah,
because they're not having the understanding.
It's fear,
right? And you know, it takes a lot for people to go beyond their means of not only financial means, right, but societal means. Because this route is a different means to a new beginning or to a new end.
Bro, you deep, bro.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, like with that, it's like, yo, bro, like how much can people actually understand if they're not willing to give? Like we were saying before, it is a give and take.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that like people need to let go of some judgment to then receive no judgment. You know,
Hey.
in that aspect, and these people, you know, like I find oftentimes people like the haters and all these bullshit ass people that always want to complain and constantly want to like just yap 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 yap.
Yeah.
They're always upset though. You know what I'm saying? At the
That's
end of the day, like
deep.
they're always upset. Like, you know,
That's
like, I'm not
deep.
upset. You're upset.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And then that upset them. Like,
yeah.
what you mean I'm upset?
Right.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
And this act and this form of rebellion will upset them.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because why?
I was going to ask you that. I was going to ask you
like,
that. Yeah.
It comes from
What do you think that is?
Well, it comes from everything that we were just speaking of.
Yeah.
Insecurity, lack of understanding, being caught up in what societal pressures deem to them as being normal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of things.
Something I noticed too, like we're talking about the societal norms. I just thought about this as you were speaking. It always happens in ripples where you'll have a generation, like when you look at the 60s and how you had the hippie movement and then you had the Black Power movement. And those two movements were going against the culture. Like people looked at the hippies like, oh, you weird tree huggers, you care
Right.
about nature. And it's like, no, that's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the movement of, I was talking with somebody.
Yo, also, just crazy side note.
What?
Trees are more valuable than diamonds in the entire universe.
What you mean?
There's more diamonds than there are trees in the universe.
I can see that. And what's trippy though, we have so much in common with trees, like in roots.
Bro, I've spoken. Did I showed you? I showed the thing with the tree, right? All right. So I'm gonna show you guys, and I've spoken about this so many times on the podcast, but I'm gonna say it again. It's my podcast. I don't do whatever the fuck I want. Yo, so one time I read that if you go somewhere that's difficult to get to, awkward to be in, and if you can meditate there, that you could jumpstart an out of body experience, an OBE. So I'm like, challenge accepted. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for this spot. I was like 19. I went to Central Park. There was this closed off spot. There was a man-made waterfall. It was snowy. You know, like snow on the ground. People walking by. Perfect. Awkward. Hard to get to. Everything is like lining up. I'm like, all right, this is the spot. So I go there, and I meditate. And what is meditation, right? The absence of thought. So I let go of every single thought. And I went to this world in my mind that was beautiful, bro. Like, it was like purple skies, one mountain, and one flower on top of that mountain. And I'm just flying around this shit. I'm just flying around. This shit was like my nirvana, bro. I was there for, I don't even know how long. Yeah. But when I came back to my body, this is where the most trippy part happened. And Efren, you gotta come up and see this real quick. Because
he was having that out-of-body experience over there.
So this is the crazy part. Before I show you guys, but I just wanted you to stand up. So for some reason, this tree was calling out to me. And I'm like, why is this one tree calling out to me? Like, there's mad trees here. Like, why is this one tree calling out? I'm going to see what's up with this tree. You know, I go up to this tree, bro, and all over this tree was 2 eyes closed, 1 eye open. What? I like that.
What is it?
It's a tree, and all over this tree was 2 eyes closed and 1 eye open.
Is that like carved in there, or is that natural?
Bro, it was natural. It was all over in the tree, bro.
That's trippy.
Yo, and no, but you know what's even more trippy? So I showed my sister this. Nah, you gotta stay here. You gotta stay here. There's more into it. So I showed my sister this photo a few years later, right?
Yeah.
And then she noticed something in the tree that I never seen. And I was like, oh shit. Imagine seeing something for years and I'm like finally showing someone and then they see some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So look, like in the eye, right? So in the eye, not only does it look like a motherfucking eye, legit, right? But if you like twist it to the side a little bit, you see the 2 eyes, the nose, and the mouth screaming.
Oh,
what the fuck? Nah. That's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
So what do you get from that? So what I get from that is like, yo, those 2 eyes closed look peaceful. You know what I'm saying? The 2 eyes closed look peaceful. The eye that's like the 1 eye looks like it's fucking in torture. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm like, that's when it clicks to me. I'm like, oh shit. Do you want to know everything? You know what I mean? This is a lot, bro.
Hmm.
It's
And
a lot.
bro, I think that's why the creator like protects us in a sense and allows certain things to continue to be unknown. Because I like when you look at the enemy, he knew things about the spiritual realm, which is deeper than the physical realm, and it turned him into something that he wasn't before. He was one of the highest beings in the spiritual realm. He was leading worship, you know what I mean? And it corrupted him because of his pride.
Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer. And he fell from heaven. And like, it's crazy, like when, I don't know what it is, like when people, they don't feel superior, get an ounce of power, they, for some reason, they take it further than what it needs to go. And I feel like those spaces are protected so that way we don't tap into that dark side because he understands that we really don't want to know all of that, but we think we do.
Right.
And so we get mad at him like, why? We feel like you're being controlling, but he's not being controlling. He gave us free will.
Right.
But he knows that when we tap into that, what's going to happen to us, and we know that we don't want that.
Yeah. But that's why I feel like dark magic is also a slippery slope too, because it depends on who's using it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
the difference between hoodoo and voodoo, and what people say.
Yeah. Because like people have used it in malicious ways.
Yeah.
And then like some people have used it to like just protect themselves. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that either.
I agree.
I feel like it's like to have understanding. I feel like if there was an understanding and a harmony of that, it would be a completely different world.
Yeah.
And manifestation would be so different.
What do you think about manifestation?
It's a long process, but cultivated with people, it could be a lot quicker.
I agree. I agree. Like it's trippy. My cousin and I, we were talking about that the other day. I have affirmations that I say every single day, and sometimes if those people that are in your nucleus are in your circle, and you're trying to manifest things and speak things, we are all descendants of Elohim. And because we are descendants of Elohim, he's a creator God that makes us creator gods, not the big G, you know what I mean? Right. But we have that ability to manifest things. And when we all come together in unison and we all are trying to speak those things together, it's able to work faster. But when you have people in your circle and your nucleus that aren't at that same wavelength, it slows it down. It actually does the reverse.
Yeah, it does. That's why I'm very critical now. Like I've tried, like I told you before when we were talking, I'm like, damn, I'm not quite there yet when I was saying that part.
Yeah.
It's because like I've I feel like people won't necessarily always all be there, but that doesn't mean that they won't eventually get there. But the thing is that it's very tricky to understand who's who within that.
Yeah.
Because some people are manipulative and they will go a certain route to make it seem a certain way, but it's not that at all. And then some will lack the understanding, but it might take them a little bit more time to just get there.
Yeah.
And that's
you existed before, bro, like several times. I was talking about that on the way over here. I was having that same conversation with my cousin, just about that, like how just how people are, like with their manipulation, and because like
it sucks because they don't see how like that's like wasting their time.
Yeah. Why you say that? Huh?
Because in the end, like I feel like a lot of bad things can happen to good people. Don't get it twisted. But like generally, I feel like if you're on a good path and you're willing to fight for it, then those interferences in your life will simply just be little bumps on the road. And for them, they're down a wrong path. This is gonna only be detriment to their own self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
we
it's
said
like,
that. We said that very thing.
it's such a waste of time for them. And once you acknowledge it first before them, then it's easier for you.
Yeah.
It just sucks because it didn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing that always like, because I'm a feeler, and I'm very compassionate, and most times I see people for who they are, but then I'm like, okay, Robert, you saw that, but you can be wrong. Let's look at it from a different lens. Let's look at it from their angle. And when I do that, I do learn a lot. I'm able to truly understand them for who they are without judgment. But then when I realize who they are, I'm like, dang, you're evil as hell.
Evil as hell.
Like, because then it even shows like a deeper level of evil is like I truly tried to look at you from a good standpoint, and I couldn't see that. Even when I tried. So it's like, dang, like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Like, why?
Right.
But
you don't even want to go to that why.
Yeah.
It's like a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? Like drug addict, hardcore drug addict. I smoke weed, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like hardcore drug addict, like fucking ketamine, cocaine, etc. That like they'll tell you everything, but it'll never be that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll never be that until they really feel it on their own.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta let go of shit. Let people find it on their own until they fucking snap.
That's the best teacher. Like sometimes people think that teaching someone or helping someone is helping them.
It's not.
Most times, not helping them at all is helping them.
It's enabling them.
Yeah. It was at the time it was very difficult for me to learn that. So I came from
It is difficult to learn, and let me tell you, bro, I understand you, and it's a hard lesson to learn.
Yeah.
Something to internalize. But yo, there's a lot to this podcast, and we also gotta dive into different avenues. I have this part in the podcast where I allow the individual to sign the giraffe.
I was wondering.
Her name is Esperanza. It's an attachment to there. So you can sign.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that's
right. But it's just like a whole lot. It's not enough space in here. But
okay.
It's not. But if you want to sign there, you want to sign there, I'll get out your way wherever you want.
I'm on like I said, I'm a thinker. So I'm gonna vast real quick before I sign it.
Okay. And I also have this part in the podcast that I ask the individual, can you give me a question that I bring out into society, and I go ask that question.
I think that this would be a good question. Where do you feel community fails itself?
When did community fail itself?
Oh shit! To tell you the truth, I wasn't paying that no time at all. Like no, I wasn't paying that attention at all. You know, because with me, I don't worry about things like that. I just go through my day, do what I gotta do, and that's it. You know.
I love that, man. That's a good answer right there. What do you?
Yeah, where do you feel community fails itself?
No, that's great, but where do you?
Oh, wait. Oh, you asking
Yes.
me? Okay. Being afraid. I feel like fear gets in the way of life. Fear gets in the way of us wanting to embark and understand, put ourselves in other people's shoes, step into their spaces, experience their culture, and let their culture be their culture and not trying to change their culture. I also think it's, for instance, I used to be very homophobic. And it started from, this is a little personal. It started from me being molested as a child.
Oh, wow.
When I was molested, it made me afraid of girls, and it made me afraid of women. I remember when I was in 5th grade, I came home with a scratch on my neck, and my dad was making a joke. He was like, you got a hickey, son? I was like, what's that? I don't know what a hickey is. And my dad was like, oh, when a girl bites your neck. And I freaked out. And I was like, oh, I freaked out. I believe I ran from my dad after that. And then when I got into middle school, I started noticing, like, because I'm I'm a handsome young fellow at the time, and girls always liked me. I remember in high school there was a group of girls that would always cheerlead for me when I was a freshman when I was playing basketball. But I didn't like them. I was afraid of them, and I was so awkward toward women. And when I got into high school, I remember being very, very homophobic. And this is just my opinion. Most men that are in that toxic masculinity space, and they're taught how to be men, most men are afraid of that. They're afraid of what they can't understand, and so they become homophobic because they think that if they interact or in a space of a person that does view themselves as queer, that it makes them that way.
Oh, wow.
And I realized this like a few weeks ago, and not a few weeks ago, a few months ago. And the reason why I used to run away from that, thought was because I was afraid that if I looked at who I was, I would see things that I didn't want to see. And two of the things that I was afraid I would see, because I was molested, that typically people that are molested, they go and molest other people. I was afraid to look at that because I was like, if I look at that, I might do the same thing. And then I was also afraid that if I were to look at my fear of queer people, that I might be queer. And I was like, Robert, stop being afraid. Look at who you are. And so I sat in that. And I really questioned, like, am I? And I realized I'm not. I'm a straight man. I love women. Attracted to women. Not queer at all. But it made me be able to accept people for who they are.
Right.
And I'm no longer afraid to be in those spaces.
I feel like it's a very interesting just perspective that you went through. I think that because I had a different experience, and but I think that it's completely normal for you to think about your sexuality, especially in the world that we live. I think that, but I also do feel like you have to look at yourself in the mirror and see like what's good, like what you really like, what you really want. And I also do feel like people, like, all right, they kind of get shit twisted sometimes. Like they get shit twisted in reality, you know, like, and what's going on, because of the judgment, because of this, because of that. I feel like oftentimes people that are going through the process of living and just respecting people for who they are and what they choose to want or love. My sister, she is gay. She's lesbian. She's about to have a child on this earth. Thank you, God. You know what I'm saying? With her wife. You know what I mean? Like I grew up differently with that understanding. I'm like, I never looked at that as a bad thing. I was like, all right, whatever, that's normal. You know what I mean? Like people like are gonna choose what they want to choose in this life. But people, I think that are caught up within these confines and these boxes, they definitely will believe how they want to believe. I think it's also just a natural order of everything if you think about it. Not everybody can have kids. What the fuck? But like even though my sister is having a kid, don't get it twisted. But just the natural cycle of shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I guess two dudes could adopt a kid, you know what I'm saying? They could go that route. And there's also, that's good for the kids that don't have families, you know what I mean? Like, what does it matter if people are just taking care of one another? And that's also a different thing too. But like, I think people, they're very insecure. And like, they don't know how to feel about themselves. And that's why they like are constantly bashing out. Who gives a fuck? Why do you care so much? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, whoa, like, you got a problem, dude. Like it's not that big of a deal. But for some people it is. And I feel like for those people, like they got some shit to work through.
I agree. Cause like something I was thinking about, and this is my opinion and just where I am at now. I don't know how it'll be 10 years from now, but in this moment, just reflecting on the creator and free will. He literally wants us to choose whatever we want to choose.
Right.
Literally. Whatever we choose, there's always consequences, good or bad. Again, it's based off of our choices.
Right.
But if he, the almighty creator that set everything in motion, set the universe in motion, set universal law in motion, if he gave that free will, why do we want to control what people feel and what people do?
Isn't that interesting?
Like, it's like
it is interesting, right? It is very interesting.
If he really literally wants us to choose who we want to choose,
Yeah.
why do we feel like we need
the one thing that I can fully process in my mind and seem to come to my own conclusion is that there is no other form of structure better than capitalism, though.
What do you mean? Yeah, but they gonna have to explain that, dog. Go
yeah, because like it's hard to reconcile with, but like, you know, if we're, I don't want to make this a political thing because it's not a political. My podcast is not a political thing, but like if you are looking at socialism, communism, like all these other practices that people try throughout all time, it always just leads to a dictatorship. And it always just leads to a rebellion and so on and so forth, where people just go on this endless cycle of like what's right, you know?
Yeah.
And the thing that I feel like capitalism lacks, though, is the understanding and the teachings of the indigenous. Because if there was a respect and an understanding towards the earth, everyone could still prosper.
Literally.
But it's just in a different way, motherfucker. Find a different way that could benefit the earth as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people find all these ways to extract from the earth, how come they can't find different ways to give?
It's the fear.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the fear of lack.
Is it the feel? Oof, it is, right? Because they feel like they're lacking something that others might have more of.
Or that others will get it before them.
Right.
It's both.
Right.
And it's like...
But it's so stupid.
Because the universe is...
infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we came together, we could come and find those infinite ways of resourcing ourselves.
And everybody
can prosper.
Unison. Yeah.
Yeah, but people got, I don't know, fucking small dicks or some shit. They always just talk about like the fucking reality that they live, and it's fucking annoying, yo. It is.
That's why it's important what we're doing, though. Like
it is absolutely, it's absolutely hands down important. I think it shows and it showcases that like most of us really don't care about that shit. We just want to like grow together and build together and have a sense of home, you know, like in this earth that we're from.
And what's cool is even in this political climate, you're noticing that most people, I think all people, I change most, all people, they want to do what's best at core and do what's right. And when you have environments and climates like what exists now, it gets revealed that people don't agree like you thought they did. Because when things hit the fan, it's like everybody's like, no, what the heck? Like, hell no.
Right.
And so it shows that most people, if not all, they want to align. They want to commune. They want what's right for everyone. But for some reason, we get afraid. Not we, they, because I ain't afraid. For some reason, they get afraid and they get stuck in this capitalistic mindset of hoarding things that are infinite. And it's like, what? Like, how can you hoard air? Like, they're literally trying to do that too.
Right. And what's and I don't want to shift gears too much because I want to dive back into AFROGOTH, but just to wrap this up in the premise of it is that what it eventually gives to these people is entropy. And what entropy is that lack of understanding to their continuation, to their grandchildren, and the children of their grandchildren. Because they lack the understanding of what it took to get that. That's and what they learn is just constant, just shit that's not really good for society. Yeah. And it's just about me. And what that doesn't have them understand was what even got that wealth there and to begin with. You understand? Yeah. So then like what they built ends up diminishing anyway. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just so pathetic. Yeah. Because it's like you did this whole thing for your whole life for what then? Because what does that bring into your legacy? People don't really care about legacy anymore because they don't really see a future. but like there is
Dang.
a future in AFROGOTH.
I
You feel
see
me?
how you brought that back.
Nah,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
like to bring it back. I also want to like just like let's talk more about like some of the artists that you know from the group.
What do you mean from the group?
Just like that you've like met through this community.
Oh, through the community.
Yeah.
One artist that I definitely want to highlight. It's a few. So the event that we're actually doing out here in the Bronx, there have been quite a few artists that just naturally just are good, and they want community and they want unity. Creature and Merciless.
Do you like the color purple? Do you like the color purple? Do you like...
Oh, hey, how you guys doing? Didn't see you there. My name's Merciless. I'm a music producer, DJ, and sound engineer, representing the Boogie Down Bronx. If you need somebody that's going to help you take your career to the next level, I work with a wide variety of sounds, including rap, R&B, even heavy metal. So if you have a sound, you have an idea, or something you want to bring to life, I'm your guy. If you need a DJ, I am that. If you need a producer, I do that. If you need an engineer, I do that as well. And for the artists that want to be artists, you don't want to worry about your producer, all in the videos, all on the records, dancing. Come tap in with Merciless. And remember, the future is purple.
Do you like the color purple? Do you like the color purple? Do you like the color purple?
Like they've been super supportive of us. As like I guess I don't even know how to describe it because we're not the face of AFROGOTH is
Right.
AFROGOTH, you know what I
Right.
mean? But they've been supportive of, I guess, what the nonprofit's been doing to bring all of the AFROGOTHs together, and it's been really cool. Like that's how we met you. You know what I mean? Is those artists like that truly understand the Native community and using art, using creativity and creative spaces. Two artists that come to mind, and I also think about another person, Zeus Stunner. That artist has been supportive, not to gain anything, like just selfishly. I'm butchering that word. Just wanted to do for the community, and I feel like that's what it's about. And it's been a number of people, too many to name, like that are constantly like showing support. Like for instance, like Skunk, a legend when it comes to Black women within punk, showing support, and people know who they are, world renowned, and have been supportive too. And the list goes on. Like so many people, and I can't sit here and list them all because they run out of time.
Yeah.
But it's quite a bit.
Okay, and just to close this off, because this, by the way, guys, this is gonna be a sequence of a few episodes. We're gonna be showcasing a few different artists and what AFROGOTH means. So this is gonna be in a span of a few different weeks. So this is the introduction. You're getting to know Rob right here, this dope ass individual, and giving you a breakdown of what AFROGOTH means. And just to leave off within that notion, what does AFROGOTH mean to you?
AFROGOTH means community and connection. It's something that we have on our page, because we feel like that's the root, that's the important thing. It's bigger than being Black. It's bigger than being alternative, punk, or gothic. It's at root about community and connection, because that's what every human being wants. Even people that are introverted, emotional isolators, they still want human connection. They just want to connect with the right people that understand them. And people that are social butterflies, of course, you know that they want connection.
Right.
But we all are intertwined, whether we like it or not. Just like a tree and its roots in the earth. Like all trees are united, all plants are united.
Absolutely.
I figured out what I wanted to sign. I started doing gardening, And in gardening, the indigenous people focus on the root and the gut and the core. And when you can get the core right, it'll help the whole entire body. And with the earth and what we need to do as humanity, we need to connect with the earth. We need to connect with the creator and with the universe, and we need to connect with each other. And at the core, it's our heart and who we are as a spirit, because every spirit is intertwined too. Like, and it goes deep. So I want to sign
The gut.
the gut.
Yeah, do it. Sign it. You got to. That's awesome, man. That's dope, bro. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. You got to. That's fire. It's gonna be yadded. It's gonna be yadded.
I want to sign a date too. What's today's date?
Today is the 14th. November 14th, 2025.
Right on the gut. The fat belly.
Nah, that was fire. That was fire. That was
Love
fire.
you, bro.
Nah,
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Like,
For real.
it was divine that we met.
I agree.
I feel like I'm one of them deep individuals. I hate small talk.
Yeah.
I want to really connect with people, and so I understand that most people are afraid of it, and so I'll have small talk just to appease them.
Right.
But I prefer people that aren't afraid of the deeper connection, because it shows who they are.
Yeah.
It shows that they know themselves, and it shows that they're fearless and they're ready to step into the unknown.
That's true.
And they are traveling at my frequency.
That's absolutely factual.
And so
when
I met you, bro, off rip, we were having such a deep intellectual conversation.
That's true.
I'm like, bruh, like, I connect with you. I love
man.
you.
Yeah, I love you, bro. Nah, that's true, man. That's true, bro. That's true. Nah, that's great, and that's a blessing, bro. And thank you so much for blessing this podcast. For coming through. You know what I mean? There's a lot more to do. There's a lot more to do, right? But another way that I also leave off is, do you have any questions for me?
I have a statement and then I have a question.
All right, thank you, man.
Keep doing what you're doing. It's beautiful, and I feel like people need what you're doing. You are a rarity. Keep shining, keep blowing. I'm proud of you. For real.
No, thank you, bro. Thank you. No, for real.
Beautiful soul, bro.
It was a lot, bro. It was a lot, for real.
I mean that. And the question I have is, what's something that the community can do to aid you in your efforts?
Yo, we just need to come together, bro. We just need to spread the word. It's really all about communication. You know, like, I feel like if people, you know, what I realized from doing this podcast is that people generally are just about themselves. And what they lack is that understanding that being just about yourself will not get you what you want. You fucking dumbass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, being about the community and being about like what's good for one another will get you what you want. It will take longer because it's not everything so boom, 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 just about you. It's about a multitude of things.
Yeah.
You know, each one teach one. You know, there will be things that I lack in that you will excel in, and vice versa. But we need to understand those dynamics, help one another to see, look, yo, this is where you can do a little bit of help on right here. You know what I mean? Like, this is where you're lacking in this area right here. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of bashing one another. For me, I feel like it's crazy that like Indians and Asians and Jewish people, they can all come together in their communities and help one another and like and build and do this like amazing. And I think it's beautiful. It's amazing. But why can't we? You know what I'm saying? We can't ever, for some reason. Blacks or Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Like it's this thing that it's just like our egos, our prides, like shit comes into play that it's just so fucking annoying. It always happens.
You know what book you need to read?
What?
The Willie Lynch letters.
The Willie what?
Willie Lynch, the person that taught lynching, wrote a book. It's called The Willie Lynch Letters. That will explain a lot. and that'll give you an answer to your why.
Okay, I will read this.
Yeah, it's. I agree with you though. It's baffling. It's like, why? Like, why can't we? But when you read that book, it's gonna trip you out. And you're like, dang, okay, I get it. And I think that'll help. But like you were saying that the best way that people can help is just communing. But one thing I've been learning from the Black Panther movement is when they started, they were young, but they mobilized and they aided. And so, but they were strategic. Even though they were young, they were very strategic. And sometimes with strategy, we have to implement plans. And to implement plans, we need to discuss. In order to discuss, we have to have a vision. You're a visionary. So I ask you, what's something you need for your future and what you see in the future to help you to get there that we can physically do to aid you?
Yo, oof, that gave me goosebumps, bro. Because like I know exactly. So there's this thing that I like when I was in college I thought of. So this is like a piece to a larger piece of what I want to do. Like so the podcast is basically like a web, right? Like I want to like learn and cultivate the people that I could end up eventually working with. Eventually, no, for real.
It's dope. Like it's like I feel you. I'm agreeing.
But with this, it's like, all right, there's a lot. I can't say everything on here.
I know what you're saying.
But I'm gonna leave it off like this. What's one thing in society that's truly democratic?
I don't know.
Think about it.
It's deep. Truly democratic?
A park. I'm gonna just leave it like that. There's a lot more to it. But yo, it was a pleasure, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. Pleasure, bro.
Yeah.
Pleasure, bro. Pleasure, bro. Pleasure, bro. For real.
Same.
So yeah.
Boom. So yeah.
I can't trust no switching roadie. I be on my grown thing. Keep on moving, time be skipping, phone and going home. Same process, trust the progress. I be knowing where it's home, man. Free me, feel me, see me, I see so.